Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Texans Fan Battle podcast. This is our first episode, so we're very excited. Um, I am brought today by my co-host, Mr. Crenshaw. Say what's up to the people.
What up? What up? What up? It's Crenshaw here. How y'all doing out there?
So, as the name says, it's a Texans Fan Battle. It's a podcast brought to you by fans of the Texans, even though we're in totally nuke down mode, destroy it all and rebuild it. But we still love this team. So we're gonna bring it to you every week, every news, every game, win, lose, shine, doesn't matter. So with that being said, first news of the day, Bradley Roby was traded to the New Orleans Saints. As of now, don't know what they traded him for. Crenshaw, have you got any word of what they got for him?
Well, I was looking, I saw that it might be a third because the Saints don't have the cap space to absorb his contract, so we should get a better compensation for it, but I'm not for sure. But a third or no later than a fourth is best for Roby.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised about the trade because the way coach was talking about Roby's going to be big for us this year. But I guess Nick is getting ready to clean house. I won't be surprised if we have more trades, if not now, but before the deadline to get this team rolling for the future.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what he's doing. He's getting rid of cap space. Roby was a solid player, but 10 million on a team that's rebuilding, that's just you got sometimes you gotta let go and start from scratch. I agree with you. I think it is gonna be a third. No less than a fourth. But if you look at other cornerbacks at the same hype as Roby, Marcus Peters got traded to the Rams, I think for like a second pick from the Chiefs. I think the Ravens also got Peters for like a third or fourth. There's quarterbacks at the same level, if not, not less than Roby getting ready for thirds and fourths. So, man, who knows? I did see Michael Thomas was in talks of it, but I doubt it. I don't.
Yeah, I doubt that. And the Saints are pretty desperate because they didn't address a DB in the draft. So hopefully we can finally fleece somebody because I'm tired of us getting fleeced.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully those Bill O'Brien days are over. That's just where all of us Texans fans just scarred. Speaking of fleecing and Nick Casario, the 53-man roster. What do you think? What's your biggest surprise? Which one would you think would happen?
I guess the big surprise is Kiki. Even though Kiki has, left a sour taste in a lot of our mouths, especially with the fumbles and, not getting along with the coaching staff. But I feel like what he could do more than what Danny can do. So I'm not really big on the Danny pickup. I know, it's a culture thing, championship. He's from the Woodlands, but I rather kept Kiki and see what he can do because I look at his stats, what he did last year. His stats was almost better than Anthony Miller, and he played a full season. So that was a head scratcher right there. And then the Jaleel Johnson, I feel like they should have kept him as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was big in the preseason. I hate to lose the guy, but I mean, the D line did show promise, but I feel like they still should have kept him, found a way to, keep him on the squad. Maybe they should have practiced squad Lopez, or IR Lopez, but maybe they seen something, more than I did.
See, I'm on the opposite. I think Lopez had a great camp, had a great preseason. I think he had a sack almost every game. So I
He
mean,
did.
I get it. He's not playing first string, second string. He's playing the same guys that he is fighting for his life. But I mean, the dude's showing promise. Um, with the Danny trade, I'm not a big fan of it either. But I can see, like you said, I can see why he did it. Um, Last year, I think he had like 600 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that he did what Randall Cobb was brought in to do. So to me, it's kind of like a cheap man's Randall Cobb. Um, you know, but he had the receivers coach was his receiver coach there in New England, there in Detroit. So I see the reasoning behind the pickup. Am I happy? You know, this season we don't have a lot of stuff to be happy about.
Yeah.
On the other 53 spots, I was just surprised of them keeping Merciless or David Johnson. I mean, that running back crew is just it's deep, and with his contract, you know, you got to eat it up. And he's not going to have a big time spot on the roster. So,
Well, I think they're only on there because they're going to try to trade him. I think they're going to try to run David heavy so the teams could see that, okay, he's healthy, he's back, and maybe you could get, some comp for him. Same thing with Whitney as well. Whitney should be on a team trying to get a ring, not with a rebuilding team. So that's the only thing I could see. Now, if they're on the team past November 2nd, the trade deadline, I'm going to be scratching my head like, okay, Nick, what are you doing?
I agree with you, man. Just to me, their contracts is what hurting them and hurting the team.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you just gotta, you gotta eat it up, and that might, in the long run, that might hurt their, their draft value, or not draft value, but their trade value. A lot of teams,
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody says that the salary cap is a myth, but some teams still, still look into it.
Yeah, true. And we don't know how this regime is going to do with the salary cap. Is it going to be a myth with them, or they don't care? I mean, if you're going by previous New England with Caserio, they don't like spending money.
No.
So it's looking right now. He's all these 1 year deals. He's trying to save as much money he can save. Now he's giving out the contracts that Bill O'Brien should have gave out. So I do like that part about him. So it's like almost a wait and see mode with him. He's doing some good things. Oh, he's actually doing some great things. And he's doing some, like, I don't know what's going on things here, but I can't really just say is he that guy just yet. Now, I do wish when they tried to get him a couple of years ago, they would have got him, because I feel like we either wouldn't have traded D-Hop or would have got a better comp for D-Hop. And I feel like the team as a whole would have been better. But
I also think
here.
I also think he would have done what he's doing now, and that's putting Easterby. Hey, look, you need to sit in the back seat and let the professionals do their job. So I think that would help. And like you said, I don't think D-Hop would have left. I don't think we get rid of Carlos Hyde, and I don't think we go after David Johnson. I think on
the Carlos Hyde, they try to resign back, but for 10 minutes he should have signed back with us and help us out in the backfield. So they did try on that. I did see that part.
Right. You might be right. Maybe there's somebody else who I was thinking of, but yeah, Nick Caserio is doing what he's supposed to. He was left with a crap roster by Bill O'Brien. So he's, like you say, he's doing these 1 year deals, prove it or see you later, And then he'd never had draft picks. So you don't know what he can do in the draft. So, and who knows? I'm not saying Davis Mills is going to be the next Tom Brady, but who knows? Davis Mills might come here next year and just tear up the league. You just never know. You gotta wait and see.
Man, he could be Gardner Minshew. I'll take that.
At this point,
I take Minshew.
If your name's not Deshaun Watson, I'll take anything. It's
right.
It's hard to lose a franchise quarterback, and just and when you finally found one, after all these years, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's really heartbreaking. Because at least we had promise with him. We knew that, okay, he's there, we in the game. just build a team around him, build a defense back up, better coaching. Like that's the main thing that was wrong with the team was coaching. It had terrible coaching. You could see the difference from now to the previous year on coaching. I'm like, come on, like some of the guys that we had planned had no business playing. So I just wish we could get back to that. Like I said, I wish all this stuff was not D-Hop, Deshaun when it happened, but I guess it is what it is. I just hate that now, since this happened, our fan base is divided. We got the Deshaun fans, we got the Texans fans.
Right.
And I see now it's more Deshaun fans than it is Texans fans. The ones want to go to the game anymore. Now we got the media talking about us bad. I mean, the media always talked about us, but not this bad.
Right.
Like we're not the worst roster in the league. Like, come on now, we're not the worst roster in the league.
Thank you. I think there's at least 3 teams ahead of us in the worst roster. We're better than the Jets. We're better than the Lions, and I think we're better than the Jags. I mean, so this whole is just like, come on, people, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you the whole Deshaun. I wish they would make a decision. I know they made a decision where he's sitting on the bench, but trade him, do something.
Well, see, on the trade thing, it's hard to trade him because of no trade clause. So it's wherever he wants to go.
Right.
So
and then this legal matter is not helping at all either.
Yeah, the legal matter, and then we don't want to trade him and don't get the right value for him. So I guess it's best to like hold on to him, pay the $10 million, and see what happens after court. I think in February, and see what happens after that, and the price could go right back up. Now, I think he only could be inactive for 4 weeks before they got to put him on an active roster. Something like that. I'm not too familiar, but I think it's something that nature right there.
See, last I read was that he is on the active roster, but he has till week 4 or week 6 to actually start the game, or he starts forfeiting that paycheck. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. See if he folds or if he stands tall and not want to play with us.
Right.
But speaking of starting quarterback, Tyrod Taylor he's shown that he can do it. Took the Bills to the playoffs. He don't have bad stats. It's just he can never stay healthy. He got doctors sticking needles in his lungs, and so I say give the man a shot. I mean, if not, throw the rookie in there and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, we know that he's not going to turn over the ball, but we know he's not going to push the ball down the field. So that's going to hurt the receivers. So that might make the defense play us a little tighter, 9 the bots, 10 the bots, something like that. But I mean, I want to give him a shot, but I do want to see what Davis can do. But I don't want to throw Davis in too early to the Wolves and he be David Carr.
Right.
So I'm thinking, bye week, put him in, if the record's not what they think the record should be. But we do need to see what we got. And even if he is good, I still want to draft a quarterback next year for competition. Because next year, Davis is the only quarterback that's going to be on the roster. Tyrod is going to be gone, and Jeff practice squad is going to be gone.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, competition is something that we normally don't have on this team. It feel like, okay, this the guy, you put him in. So you need competition so these guys won't get like, okay, I know I got this spot. I ain't got to work as hard. And that's been the problem with the team.
Right. You don't want them being complacent. Yeah, exactly. You don't want them getting settled. You want them always on their toes. And I'm with you too. That Malik Willis out of Liberty, boy, he reminds me so much of Deshaun. Dude, I kind of hope we go 0-17 so we have a chance. But
see, I don't think he's going to go like top 10. I think he's going to go like middle of the pack. So I think we got a chance to still get him because they got like 7 quarterbacks coming out. And they had him as the 5th quarterback last I looked. Right.
But look what happened with Zach Wilson last year. He was same boat.
Well, see, that's what's going to happen. Now he has a great season. It's going to skyrocket. But I still think Spencer is going to go number one. So you got to look at the teams who need quarterbacks. The Lions need a quarterback, so they probably going to go either Spencer or Malik. And I don't know who else might need a quarterback. I don't know who else. I'm thinking of us and the Lions. Oh, the Saints. Yeah, the Saints need a quarterback as well.
And you never know. Trevor Lawrence might not be it. Zach Wilson might not be it. Justin Fields. I mean, these rookies have a high promise, but you never know, man. That's one thing I hate about draft picks is it's a gamble, man. It's a very, very high gamble. And speaking of Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, so they come in the NRG this weekend, Sunday. What's your thought on the game? What do you think is going to happen?
All right, Liberty White, first game. I'll be in the building. I feel like we're going to win the game. It's the Jags. We don't lose to the Jags. And if we do lose to the Jags, I'm going to be pissed off come next week. I'm looking at the score. I'm looking at a 21-10 score. I feel like the defense is going to get at them. I seen that they got all their O-line back, but I don't think that's going to make a difference. I'm not too much scared of really anybody on their team, so I think we should handle business with them and start off 1-0. And people are going to make the jokes. Well, that's the only win they're going to get, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I agree with you. This Tampa defense is underestimating. Lovie Smith does one thing right in the NFL, and that's make a hell of a defense. I mean, as you can see I know it's preseason, I know, but as you can see, they're turning over the balls. They're recovering. They're winning the turnover battles. They're sacking the quarterback. Something the Texans haven't done since Wade Phillips. So it's exciting to see. And that Jack's offensive line is just garbage. I mean, it's a dumpster fire. You spoke of David Carr earlier. I think that's who Trevor Lawrence is going to be. He's going to get hit so much.
Yes, he's going to get and the organization he plays for the Jags.
Right.
And they're not known for. I mean, they're known for having a good year every 7 to 10 years. And they just waste a lot of talent. They say we waste talent, but no, the Jaguars waste talent.
Right.
Because like 2017, man, that defense was scary good. And 2018 is like everyone is just gone.
Right.
I don't understand, how do you lose that defense and then all you needed was a quarterback to get you over the hump, and they just messed all that up.
And I agree with you with Tyrod Taylor. He doesn't push the ball. He does do 5-yard dumps and passes there. I think Jordan Akins is going to have a hell of a game. And don't be surprised if Chris Conley doesn't drop the ball. I think Chris Conley out of the slot is going to eat too. But his drops, man, they concern me bigger than nothing. But my dark horse, I think Philip Lindsay is going to come in and take the game over, and I think he's going to.
I hope so, because he didn't have a good preseason.
He didn't, but they want to give him the reps with the first squad. Well, a lot of people fail to realize that with this Texans offensive line, our interior inline was garbage last year with Fulton, Martin, and can never think of this guy's name with the Satil or whatever.
Clemente.
Yeah, Clemente. There you go. It was garbage. So now that we got Brett, Lane, Taylor, and then hopefully Howard.
Cannon?
Howard.
Titus.
Yeah, he's gonna be the guard. I hope. I mean, again, it's preseason, but David Johnson looked good in Tampa Bay. In the Tampa Bay game, he had some long runs. It looked like the old David Johnson. So I think that offensive line is going to help us out a lot in the run game. At least I can hope. But I don't think it's going to be a 21-10 like you do. I think it's going to be a little bit nail biter. I think it's going to be 24-17.
24-17.
But I do.
So fourth quarter comeback.
Um, I'm gonna say we take the lead in third, and it's kind of like Texans do, Texans fast and give us a heart attack, thinking we're gonna lose the game, but you know, close it out. So I'm excited to see this Coley offense. I know everybody, a lot of Texan fans, they're not excited about it, but you never know what you got until you got it. I mean, he came from Andy Reid, and look at all the success Andy Reid coaches have had. So you got to give the man a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you said you think Aiken's going to eat. I think Brown might get more PT than Akins because he blocks better. So I think he might get more of the opportunity than Akins will. I think Akins might end up being an odd man out during the season. I think he had his time to shine, but is not coming there for him.
But Coley likes to run that double tight end set.
True.
So I think Akins will be in there. See, this is my, I'm putting the tinfoil hat on. If Akins doesn't produce like you said, in the first 4 or 5 games, then I think you see more of Brevin Jordan and Brown. You're right. I kind of think they take over because I think Brevin Jordan's the future of tight end. The dude had a great preseason. Nobody pays attention to him because he was open, but the ball was never thrown to him. I mean, he had so much separation. The ball wasn't looked his way. So I think he is the future tight end. The dude's a solid beast. I think he's the sleeper of the draft. I really do. But
yeah,
I'm a Texan fan.
Got the potential. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I mean, they say he was the second best tight end in the draft. So I mean, he got the potential. He just need the reps and need a quarterback to give it to him. So that's how that goes.
Right. And the question comes back: is Tyrod the man? So it's kind of a wait and see. So predictions this season. First prediction: do you think Tyrod's going to be pulled? If so, what game will he be pulled? What week would he be pulled by?
Well, I'm still going to stick with the bye week. They're going to pull him. It will be the bye week. I don't think they're going to pull him.
The bye week's what, week 8, right? Or 9?
Yeah, week 8. Yeah, I believe it's week 8. I believe it's week 8, but I think that's when he'll get pulled. I don't think they're going to pull him before unless he just have like multiple turnover games, and that's usually not his nature right there. So I see him doing half, and I see Davis doing the other half.
Okay.
But knowing Tyrod history, he might be hurt by week 5.
Right. Well, and again, putting my tinfoil hat on, I tell people this all the time. The last, 3 places he's been? Buffalo. He had a rookie quarterback take over his job. And who was that? Josh Allen, a great quarterback. Cleveland had a rookie quarterback. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback yet, but he had a good year last year, Baker Mayfield. And then last year he gets poked in the lungs. And Justin Herbert, man, that boy could ball. He slung that rock like it was nothing. So I'm hoping he's 4 for 4 with rookie quarterbacks, and
we'll take it.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's be the bye week, and I don't think it's because of his performance. I think it's, remember back in the day when the Giants picked up Kurt Warner and they had they just drafted Eli Manning, and they pulled Kurt Warner was having a good year, but they pulled him so they can give the reps to the rookie. I think that's what's going to happen this year.
Kind of like what Miami did last year. They had Fitzmagic, and then they pulled them and put Tua in. So yeah, I can see that as well. And they put Tua in, and they kept on winning with him as well.
Right. Yeah, that Miami team's going to be dirty, especially if they get Deshaun Watson, which I kind of hope. I kind of hope not for the AFC. Next prediction, defense. You think what rank you would, top 10, top 15, top 20, bottom of the pack?
Man, okay. we was 29th last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
28 in passing and 32 in rushing.
in rushing.
Yeah.
Man, this is not much being biased. It's just being real talk. Crenshaw here. I could see us being 14th this year.
Okay. All right. All right.
14 because I've seen it before. When Wade took over the defense, I know it was different players, everything's different, but we was at the bottom of the pack, and then 1 year he took us to the top of the pack. So we know it could happen in 1 year. Last year, the Washington football team, they was last in defense. Then Rivera and his crew came in, they was second in defense with the same players. They just added the rookie of the year last year. What's his
Chase
name?
Young. Chase Young.
Chase Young, and that's all they did. That's all they did, and they were second. They just had a different scheme. So I figured that this new scheme, with the better coaching on the DBs, the D line, the linebackers, we can move up from where we was to at least 14, and that right along will keep us in games.
Okay.
That will keep us in games, and that will have my prediction higher than most. So I'll tell you my prediction later of the whole season.
See, now I'm going to kind of piggyback to what you said something earlier. We had horrible coaching last year. The Vikings game, we should have won. The Steelers game, we should have won. We should have beaten the Titans twice. We should have beaten the Colts twice. It's just it comes down to coaching. So now with the whole new coaching staff, this defense, like you said, it's something. Olivia Smith makes something great. He just does it. He, like I said earlier, just turns the ball over. Peanut Tillman, man, the greatest punch ball guy that was out there. You know, it was because of Olivia Smith. So 14, man, I hope you're right. I hope you're right with 14. But the real fan in me, I gotta say 19th to 20th. Kind of on the bridge of, you know, getting there. And then when we hit free agency next year, hit the draft, we go back to that top 15, top 10 defense, you know. But
the reason why I also said 14, because I looked at the quarterbacks we playing. Last year we played great quarterbacks. This year is middle of the pack quarterbacks. So I feel like that we should win most of those battles. I mean, to me, the only tough quarterbacks we playing this year was Russell Wilson and who else? Like Bonafide, you know he's gonna come in and kill you.
Matt Stafford scares me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially with
Stafford. Yeah, he's on the Rams. He's on the Rams. Okay, yeah. Stafford. But I mean, last year we had way more. We had like 7 killer quarterbacks we played against last year. Yeah. So that's right off the back.
We had Pat Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Ben. You know, so
and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I forgot Lamar Jackson. You know, so yeah. You're right on that part, but is there something in the Texans' DNA where they just like to play to their team, to their enemy, their opponent's level? So if they're a trash quarterback, their defense plays at a trash level. You know, maybe that's just me thinking it, but
no, you're right. You're right about that. You're right about that because like it's like teams they should take care of. Like, why are you struggling with this guy, but you do good with this guy? You know, so yeah, you're right about that. But that's the coaching. So hopefully that's out of the system.
Right. All right. Next predicament. We're playing AFC South. 2 years ago, last year we had 2 teams in there. Well, that's 3 years in a row we had 2 teams in the playoffs, right? The Colts, Titans, and us.
Maybe longer than that, because I think 2017 we had 2 teams as well.
You're right. We had the Jaguars and the Titans. You're right.
Yeah. So
a lot of people hate on the South, but I just don't. I don't see it, man. Like we're always in the playoffs, so you know.
Yeah, it's like it's been 2 teams in the playoffs consistently, really the last 10 years.
Right.
If you go back and look at it, maybe 1 year might miss, but it's always two teams in the South in the playoffs. But they talk about a division like it's just the worst division ever.
Right. And then two at since 17, we had two teams in the AFC Championship, the Titans and
Yep.
Jaguars. Just couldn't
Yep.
get the job done. So predicament, what's your record against the AFC South for the Texans?
And I want to say 3-3.
3-3. Okay.
3-3. And I'm gonna go sweep the Jags, split with the Colts, and Tennessee get us twice.
Okay. All right. So I got you on the. I agree with you on the Jacks. I just don't see them as a better team than us. The roster, Urban Meyer's coaching, I just don't think it's better. I just don't.
The players are already voicing their opinion about him. They're not liking what's going on. So
Right.
he's already wrong already.
Right. He still has this college mindset. Sorry, bud. It's big leagues, man. It's time to step it up. But I think we split with the Titans and we get swept by the Colts because that Titans rivalry. I mean, I know everybody says we're our biggest rival is the Colts, but I disagree. I think it's the Titans. With the whole Oiler history, Bud Adams, and I still hate that guy to this day. He took my beloved Oilers away from me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, in that Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson fight, the greatest fight in football history. They always play each other tough. Like last year, we should have beat them twice. We should have.
Right.
I mean, if it wasn't for Romeo Crennel not kicking the field goal, we win. So I say we split with the Titans.
I mean, it's just tough because the offense was already good. They added Julio, so it just made the offense more dynamic. And since Tannehill been there, he's like a whole new quarterback.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So that's the reason why it's hard for me to say we're going to beat them. The reason why I have us splitting with the Colts because I don't believe in Carson Wentz.
See,
I feel like
I'm the opposite, bro.
You're the opposite.
I think Carson Wentz and Frank Reich back together again. If Carson Wentz stays healthy, that's a dangerous duo. It really is. And now he's never really had a run game his whole career. Now he has a run game. He don't have a number one receiver, but he has a hell of a running game. And Frank Reich is an offensive genius. So, but that's not what scares me with the Colts. DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard, they scare me. So, and like, meaning we know Vrabel. We know his defensive scheme. That bend don't break mentality. It comes and bites you in the ass. I mean, that he's never really had a really great defense. Even I know in 2017, J.J. Watt got hurt, Merciless got hurt. We got Will Demps, Will Fork retired. I know he was left a shell of a defense, but bro, it was still 2017 it was a bad year for him. And so when he got picked up by Tennessee, I was like, damn, for real?
Like, I know. I was the same way. I'm like, why did they hire him? What did he do?
I was like, good for him, but like, okay, a little head scratching there going on. But yeah, I'm the old school minded where it says defense wins championship, and that Colts defense, I think people are sleeping on it, and I think they're gonna sweep us. Hate to say it, but.
The defense for real. The DC they got over there. He's hell of a guy, hell of a coach over there. And since he stepped in the building, I mean, he turned that whole defense around.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping that Lovey does with us. Step day one, turn us around like that as well. They've been drafting really well. I mean, golly, really well. I hope we can draft like them as well in the future. So, yeah.
So moving on, prediction. Last prediction. What's your record? What do you think we're going to end up? What draft pick we have at the end of the year?
Well, I've been telling people 7 and 10, and it sounds crazy, but I guess the more I look at it now, maybe maybe I'm a little too high with the 7 and 10. I'm gonna have to go down a little bit more to 5 and 12.
Okay.
So 5 and 12, that'll be our record. 5 and 12 should get us a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
And I feel like a top 5 pick could get us the quarterback that we need. And hopefully it's the right one. Hoping they have their scouting guys at every game this year and really, really scouting these players.
Right. I my flooring is 3 and 14. My ceiling is 6 and 11. I think they have a real. See, everybody's underestimating this team. Looking on the outside in, I will too. I mean, you got drama with your quarterback. You got a whole new coaching staff. I get it. It does look a little messy, but that's the perfect time to strike. It's when people's not, when people's not expecting it. Plus, like you said earlier, we don't play no elite quarterbacks really. We play Tannehill, Russell Wilson, the other one I named, Matt Stafford.
Stafford,
yeah,
Stafford. We got Garoppolo.
Right.
Unless you want to count Kyler Murray as elite, that's probably the only other quarterback that's might do something against us. But other than that, man, it's not too many.
And that's the thing is the good thing about being in third place, we play the third place teams. So I think that's going to help us to our advantage. We played the Jets this year, so I mean that's a win. I think we played the Lions this year too. That's another win.
No, because we had Lions last year, Thanksgiving. So
that's right.
no Lions.
Right.
No Lions this year.
Yeah. Oh well, fuck. There goes one of our easy wins, But
I mean, your three wins could be 2 Jags and 1 Jets. That's your 3 wins right there.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it's just, and I think we played the Bengals this year too. Or they were in fourth, huh? They were in fourth place last year. So I don't know. We played the AFC East, right? This year?
Yes, AFC East and the NFC West.
Yeah. I'm not sold on the Patriots. I'm not sold on Mac Jones. I think we come in and we beat them. So
hey, yeah. I mean, beat them last year. Of course, that was with Deshaun, but right. I mean, they come in here. I mean, Jones might be the best quarterback out of that draft, though, because
I keep hearing that
where he's going.
I keep hearing that
because I think he's going to get the best coaching out of all the quarterbacks that got drafted. So that's the reason why I think he might be the best quarterback. Because that's just me.
Yeah, I agree with you, but man, name me the last great quarterback from Alabama. You know what I mean? It's just like you have all these hopes.
It's not about where he came from; it's just about where he's at. Because I mean, when they had Jacoby Brissett, he played pretty good with them. When they had Matt Castle, he played pretty good with them. So it just
got him a big time contract there in Kansas City.
Yep.
So
that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. See, organizations fail players and organization help players, and where he's at, he's not going to fail.
Right.
Like Trevor, Zach Wilson, they're going to fail. Justin Fields in Chicago, they never had a good quarterback ever. He's going to fail there. Now Trey Lance in San Francisco, he's not going to fail there. He's going to be pretty good there. They got a good scheme, good organization.
I think Zach Wilson from the Jets, They got Robert Salah from the Colts. That's kind of the guy I wanted for our head coach. I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna do good. He's built himself a pretty good coaching staff over there in New York, but I don't think it's gonna be overnight fix. I think. I think it's gonna be about 2 or 3 years before he actually. It's gonna be a Russell Wilson, or not Russell Wilson, but the guy from Buffalo,
Oh,
quarterback.
you talking about the coach?
No, the
Oh,
quarterback,
the quarterback. Oh, Josh Allen,
Josh Allen. I think it's gonna be a Josh Allen type. 3 years.
a gunslinger.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna take that long for him to actually be. I mean, look, if you look, Josh Allen took 3 years to become what he is, and I think that's what's gonna happen to Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Josh got better every year. He got better. Who would have known after we beat him in the playoff game, he's going to turn around and be this quarterback he was last year. So that's crazy.
right, and barely lose to Aaron Rodgers in the MVP race.
Yeah.
I mean, it was rigged anyways. Aaron Donald should have won it, but
Well, if JJ didn't win it back in the day,
right,
Donald
right.
not gonna win it.
Thank you. I tell my friends that all the time. They're like, "Man, you're just a Texan fan." I'm like, "Come on, dude. What Aaron Rodgers did that year, every quarterback has done before. What JJ Watt did that year, nobody's done that before. Nobody in the history of football has done that before." So I feel you on that.
See, I think the reason why he didn't get it because we didn't make the playoffs. If we'd have made the playoffs that year, they would have gave it to him.
Well,
so that's the reason why.
I agree with you there, and I also agree. It also think it's a quarterback error.
It is.
If you're not a quarterback, you're not going to win that reward. I mean, if you're going to win it, you're going to be having like a Derrick Henry type year where you run 2,000 yards and 20 plus touchdowns. So other than that, hot take. What's your hot take of the season, bro?
My hot take of the season, we have 3 pro bowlers.
Okay. All right.
3 Pro Bowlers, yes. Because, they say this is the worst roster they ever seen on paper. 3 Pro Bowlers.
All right. I like it. Who are those 3 Pro Bowlers?
Well, I'm going to go with Tonsil. I'm going to go with King. And then Zach finally makes the Pro Bowl. Cunningham.
Okay.
So those are my 3 Pro Bowls right there.
All right. Here's my hot take. We win Defensive Player of the Year. On our defense.
We win
Defensive Player of the Year.
So going to be on our defense.
What's that?
So you saying the Defensive Player of the Year is going to be on our defense?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, for that to happen, we got to win more than your prediction. Your predictions is 3 to 6 wins. We got to win more than that to win that war, correct?
I'm hoping, bro. I mean, it's a hot take.
Okay, but who is that player?
This might shock you. Lonnie Johnson.
Lonnie Johnson. The way he talks, like he's already a Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
But I mean, if Lonnie, it's for his position is hard to win an award.
It is, but the last person to win Defensive Player when Lovie Smith's defense was a safety, Charles Tillman. And dude, that guy reminds me of Thomas Tillman. He's getting to the ball. He's forcing turnovers. I think this is a year. I think this is going to have a breakout year. I mean, and that's going to be tough on us because this is a contract year. So that means we're going to have to pay him again. But
yeah,
I think that's the smartest thing Bill O'Brien's ever done was moving to safety. So
yeah, he needs to stay there. All that moving around is what messed him up last year. He need to get in one position and stay there so he can learn it and be the best at it.
Yeah, and I think we got the perfect guy for that in Lovie Smith. So, all right, man. Well, let's tell everybody where we can find you on all social media apps.
I'm at Fifth Ward Crenshaw on Twitter and Instagram. So it's the same everywhere. Give me a follow. I talk Texans all day. I just love sports in general.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, you can find me Twitter at Sadden Texans fan. I don't do Instagram. I don't take pictures. I'm like Masan Lynch just here so I don't get fined. Facebook Matthew Briggs. And then you can find us at Texans Fan Battle at Texas Fan Battle Podcast. So with that, we'll see you guys later. Enjoy the first weekend of football for quite a bit. So y'all have a good night.
Peace.